Hey guys, today we're going to be taking a look at and installing the thermal R&D Catback exhaust for 2015 to 2017 GT Mustangs. This is going to be a great option for someone who wants a high quality catback that's loud but that has absolutely no raspy notes and no drone at all. This catback also has a wide range of volume, meaning that it's very quiet at idle and in the lower RPMs, but it gets louder as the RPMs rise. And when it comes to loudness, on a scale of 1 to 5, with 1 being a quiet upgrade and 5 being a very loud upgrade, I'm going to call this one a strong 4 out of 5 on the loudness meter. This catback has a lot of the same qualities that you see from more expensive catbacks, but it's more budget friendly. It costs about $950. It's made from 3-inch 304 stainless steel and has 4.5-inch polished tips on it. I'll call the install a 2 out of 3 wrenches in the difficulty meter, and I'll show you how we got it on the car now. For this install, I used an electric ratchet, but you guys can use a normal ratchet, that'll work just fine. I used a 3/8 impact gun with a short extension, a shallow 13mm, a deep 13mm, and a deep 15mm socket, as well as a mallet. We're going to drop our stock catback as one big piece, so we're going to go ahead and loosen these clamps right here at the resonator. They are 15mm. Now we're going to move back and we're going to undo the two 13mm bolts that are holding these hangers in place. We're going to leave the hangers still clipped into the body, but just undo the bolts. Now we're going to move to the back hangers that are holding the muffler in place. There are two 13mm bolts there. At this point, we're ready to drop our catback as one big piece. You guys might need a second set of hands to help you out here. You'll knock the catback out of the hangers on the body and then just push back on the resonator. So here we have our thermal catback compared to our factory catback. You guys can see that the thermal catback looks a little bit different. If we start at the front here, thermal gives you two adapters, and they do this so that you can bolt this catback up to your factory header and cat setup, or you can eliminate the adapters and run a full 3-inch exhaust setup instead. We are going to install the catback with the adapters because we still have the factory headers and cats on the car. This is made from 3-inch 304 stainless steel, so you have high quality materials, but you also have high quality craftsmanship here as well. All of the welds on this catback look great, and you guys can see that the tubing has a brushed finish to it. That leads us to our mid-pipe. The mid-pipe is a 3-chambered muffler, and thermal does this so you have a loud catback, but without any rasp at all. This is a tuned catback, so you don't have uncontrolled noise and volume from the catback. We're going to go down here to our mufflers. As you guys can see, these look very different than what you typically see with a catback muffler. These have Thermal's Heimholtz technology, and they are straight through mufflers. So the whole point here is to be loud with a tuned sound. So it's not going to be loud just to be loud. You won't have any raspy notes, and you also won't have any drone at all with this catback. That's a huge plus for you guys out there that drive your Mustangs a lot. And the entire system is finished with Thermal's 4.5-inch slant cut tips. This does have a lifetime warranty on it as well. Now at this point, we're going to go ahead and get this catback installed in the car. Alright guys, so at this point we're going to transfer the hangers over from our factory catback to the thermal catback. You're just going to want to keep an eye on the orientation of them and make sure you're placing them in the correct place on the thermal catback. So we'll go ahead and just pull these off. You guys might need some WD-40. When we pulled our stock catback, one of the clamps stayed on the resonator and one stayed on the car. This may have happened to you guys as well. It's not a big deal. What we need to do though is just pull this off now so we can go ahead and get our adapters installed. We're going to pull this off and slide it back onto the car. So we're going to slide our factory clamp into place. We're going to push the other clamp back into place because that got a little loose. We're going to grab our adapters and slide the adapter in on both sides. From here, I'm just gonna take a little mallet. I'm gonna knock these in a little bit. Okay guys, we're ready for the resonator now. Just so you know, there are welds on one side of the resonator, and that's the side that needs to be pointed up towards the bottom of the car. So we're going to install this with that facing up. We're also going to put 2 band clamps on this before we install it. You want to make sure obviously that the nut's facing down so you can tighten it once it's on the car. I also have 2 pole jacks here with me. These are going to help me get the exhaust up and into place. So I'm going to get my clamps on. We're going to go ahead and lift this up into place. So at this point, I'm going to use the pole jack to put the resonator up higher, and then I'm going to use my mallet to go ahead and try to knock it into these clamps a little bit more. Okay, next we're going to install the driver's side tailpipe, but before we do that, we're going to slide our clamp into place. I am going to position this so the bolts are on the differential side just to give us more clearance. We'll slide this on, then I'll grab the driver's side tailpipe and get the hangers in place. All right, so we're going to clip our hanger into the body of the car. All right, so now we're going to line this tailpipe up with the end of the resonator and slide the clamp over. All right, we are going to leave it loose because I want to be able to adjust things if we need to keep everything straight. So I'm just going to leave it like that for now. At this point, we're going to go ahead and get our 2 13mm bolts back in the rear bracket here. We're going to leave this bracket up here loose for now just to give us a little bit more flexibility in the system. Now I'm going to use the pole jack and get the tailpipe up in place so I can tighten this clamp up here. This needs to go up a little higher. I'm checking the alignment out the rear bumper because I want to try to get it in position for the tip to be installed. That's where I need the exhaust to be. So I'm going to rotate this clamp up just because I like the hardware to be away from the bottom of the exhaust. So I'll rotate it up and then I'm going to go ahead and tighten this down. All right, so we're gonna throw our tip on this side. Once again, you'll need a clamp and you're gonna wanna make sure that the nut is facing down where you guys can tighten it. So I'm gonna slide the tip onto the exhaust pipe, and I know it's not perfectly straight right now in the rear bumper, but I'm just gonna go ahead and tighten the tip down anyway. Then after I get the other side installed, I'll go back through and make sure everything's straight and get the tip aligned properly. All right, so we're gonna do the exact same thing on this side. We're gonna slide our clamp onto our resonator end with the hardware on the diff side. Then I'm gonna grab the tailpipe and hook the tailpipe hangers into the body of the car. So once again, we're gonna go ahead and get our rear hanger bolted down. All right, so now I'll take the pole jack and just take our tailpipe up a little bit higher before I tighten that clamp. All right, so now we're ready to tighten this clamp back here. Once again, I'm gonna rotate it up so my hardware is not hanging down below the exhaust, and I'll tighten. So now I'll put our tip on. Once again, we'll take a band clamp, slide it on with the hardware facing down so we can tighten it, and slide it over the tailpipe. At this point, we only have a few things left to do. I'm gonna go through and tighten down all of our clamps. I'm gonna make sure I put those hanger bolts back in over the diff back there, and then I'm gonna make sure that the exhaust is completely straight. If I need to, I'll loosen some clamps, straighten the tailpipes, and then go from there. Alright guys, that's going to wrap up this review and install. Keep in mind that you can always check this Catback out more online. I'm Stephanie, and for all things Mustang, keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.